Griff, and I'm in State Park. So the technology, the connection's really bad right here, so we're gonna do our best, but we'll probably end up making another video and just uploading it later. But we're gonna try to do live video. So I just recently shaved my back and brought this in to show you guys. Actually, this is not the bear. You saw Camping with Bears in title, so you thought it was about me, didn't you? But it's not about me. This is the type of bear I'm talking about. So this one was hit by a car, and it was little, and it was sad that it died. But now we're using it to show you guys something. See these claws? Okay, imagine that you were sleeping in your tent, and you just had some ribs and some macaroni and cheese with bacon in it, and you had it all over your fingers, and you wiped it on your shirt, and then you got in your tent. It doesn't know, the bear doesn't know that you wiped. It thinks that the macaroni and cheese and bacon is still in the tent with you, and it will scratch its way through. And this happened recently in this park where the bear scratched through the tent. Now imagine getting slapped by that. So probably some of you have been slapped before by a human, but can you imagine getting slapped by this? This is a small bear. If you got slapped, you wouldn't be like, oh, you'd be like, oh, you'd be permanent damage. You do not want to get slapped by that, okay? So that's what this video is about. This video is about helping you avoid getting bear slapped while you're camping, and also while you're at home, because a lot of you put out those flimsy trash cans the bears just knock over. It's basically a lunchbox. You remember in the 70s when you had lunchbox, people my age, and you had like little superhero, you might as well, you know, stickers and stuff on it, might as well put the stickers on your trash can, because trash can is a lunchbox for bears. And they're visiting you, McKinleyville. Looking at you, McKinleyville. You guys need to make sure that you're not putting your trash out overnight. You got to put it out right before the trash man comes, or get bear-proof trash cans. But we're going to talk about camping in Sue-meg State Park and dealing with bears, because there are things you can do to keep the bears out of your business. And bear attacks are super rare, so when you see a bear, don't freak out, okay? There are things you're going to do. We're going to talk about them right now. So the first thing you want to do is, if you see a bear, you want to make yourself big, and you want to make noise. You don't want it to be secret, okay? You don't want to be like, there's a bear in the campground. You want to be like, there's a bear in the campground. You want to be loud about it. You want to make yourself big. You don't want to run, because bears are like dogs, and when you run from a dog, or sometimes even a cat, at least my cats, they will chase you, okay? So don't run from a bear. Make yourself big, put your kids behind you. The bear, throw things at its butt. Don't throw things at its face, because you want to hurt the little bear. But you want them to leave, and you want them to feel unwelcome. Don't get a selfie with the bear. Don't put your kid on its back. Like, they're wild animals, and even though they're in the park, they're not one of the employees, okay? So if you, okay, so are you back? Sorry, we have really bad reception. Skip's gonna help me out here a little bit. So Skip, what are we supposed to do? What are some things that we need to know for camping with bears? Oh, look at that.
Some very good safety tips.
Did you mean to say very good?
Some very good safety tips. For when you go to a park or any state park in California, because bears are all over the place. Specifically here at Sue-meg, if you are camping...
Okay, we're back. Okay, go ahead.
So some campsites here at Sue-meg have wooden bear boxes. Not advised to use those. Do not use the wooden ones. They are not protecting, smashing them open and getting to the food and coming into people's campgrounds. This can be dangerous for humans, and it's actually bad habits for the bear. We want to protect the bear. We share the space with them, but we don't want them in our campsites.
Okay, we're back.
All right. So if you have a metal bin, use the metal bin for your food. All food must be stored in the metal bins at all times, unless you're in the process of cooking and eating. Do not leave it unattended for 15 minutes. We have some new rules in effect to protect humans and the bears, and if you are caught leaving your food out and leaving your campground, you are going to get a $500 ticket.
Oof.
And some have been given out already, because
Oof.
Again, this is a safety thing for both the wild animal that we want to keep wild. We don't want to have it removed because it has bad habits learned from humans leaving their food out, because that's their natural instincts. It's just go for where the food's at. So keep your food in your cars, in closed containers, locked up tight. If you have a brown wooden bear box in your campground, if you have a metal one, use the metal one. If you have more food that can fit in it, it must be stored in your car with the windows rolled up.
So one of the buzzwords today for wildlife biologists and stuff is like wildlife coexistence, and so like we're trying to teach people how to coexist with wildlife. But your people have been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, right?
Yes.
And you guys might have better connection. Okay, so we're back. So how did your people live for thousands and thousands of years with grizzly bears? Because when my ancestors came here, 150, 200 years ago, they could not figure out how to coexist with grizzly bears and ended up killing them all, poisoning carcasses and killing them all. So what are some things that Yurok people did to coexist with wildlife so that there was a bounty of grizzly bears and people living together? What's one of the nearby examples?
Well, there's a lot of different things that the native people have in their culture, their language, and their stories and their ceremonies. The world was set up here, and the bears helped invite humans to join. So we are in their territory technically, and we were given different ways to live harmoniously with the animals that helped us come here. One of those technologies is right behind.
Okay, we're back. So what were you saying about this door?
So this is the Yurok living house, redwood split plank, and this was how we've been living with bears for thousands of years. And this door, round door, is partially a form of technology. The grizzly bear, grown one, cannot fit in. Has a hump on its back, it can't raise its arms. So the Yurok people built their houses to withstand bears from going in there. Now this is where they'd keep their food for the winter, that your family be sleeping and spending time in there.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know that having respect and being aware of the bears, being aware of where they're at, what times, and not leaving food out to invite the bear just to come into your campground because you don't have a nice big strong Yurok split plank house that you get to stay in here. You got a little tiny tent, or a pop-up trailer or something like that. And that it's very, very important to keep the food away and in the locked containers to keep you safe from the bear and to keep the bear wild, and he will leave and to go. They don't want to be around humans really. They're scared of us really, but if they're hungry, they want food, and easy food is what they'll go for, and they will ignore humans and come into your tent if they think you have some food in there with you. So
thanks. This is inspiring in such a crazy way. It's like people don't think like iPhones do better. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up because we're having such bad connection, but thank you very much, Skip, and it's awesome that you help us understand that people have coexisted with bears since time immemorial, so we can do it in this campground today. Awesomeness. Thank you so much. And folks, if you have any questions about bears, where can they go, like coexisting with bears?
you can go to the